right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this week in writing, remember we are practicing our titles of respect inside of our sentences. Okay, so that's like Mr., Mrs., Dr., President. Right, we've learned the abbreviation for all of these. All right, so we'll go ahead. I have 3 sentences up here. You can do all 3 just like yesterday. So number 1 says, Mrs. Tina lives in the blue house. Number 2 says, Dr. Thomas helped me get better. And number 3 says, Gov Edwards signed the letter. Okay, so remember when you abbreviate, you have to capitalize the abbreviation. You put the dot, but make sure when you are writing the name of the person that comes behind the abbreviation that you capitalize their name. All right, so here you go. I'll give you a few minutes to work on this part and to get these done. Okay.
The M needs to be capitalized.
M and Miss.
And that period.
That dot.
The T.
T and Tina.
And the period.
Awesome. Did we do all of that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh my, let's try this.
Number 2. Go ahead, read that again. Excuse me. Dr. Thomas helped me get better. Okay, Carly?
Capitalize
the doctor. Capitalize the D in doctor.
And put the dot.
Dot.
Capitalize the T.
T in Thomas.
And finish with the period.
Period at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, Governor Edwards signed the letter. Okay, Solomon.
Capitalize the G.
G and Gov. That's short for governor. Dot.
Capitalize the E and put a period.
And period at the end.
Miss Florence, that's actually the same.
Yeah, I already read it.
Awesome.
I did it all.
Okay. All right, so good. If you did all of this, great. So that means tomorrow's the test. So you'll just have to correct the sentences for tomorrow. And you'll have to also identify the abbreviations as well. All right, so that's your writing for today. Let's go ahead and move on to our phonics.
Oh.
So now the pencil's broken.
Now got to come to charge.
Yeah,
Miss Blue Jets.
You're not getting that. Along with other people. Yes. Okay.
I went out in the snow today.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
I want real snow, Miss Flugence.
Why actually is my snow?
All right, so we are going to practice singular and plural nouns. Oh, sorry, let's go over our chart first. Let's go back though. We're gonna go over charts 7 and 8 today.
Oh no!
Well, actually, everyone sees it.
Can I hold it, Miss Flugence?
No, it's I'm listen.
Yeah.
You held them the other day.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't even ask me that. I think it's blue. Oh, it's not in here. Yeah, it's not in here. I'm gonna just show it on the screen.
Okay.
All right, so phonics chart 7.
Okay.
All right, let's go through it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. BR says burr in bright. DR says dr in drum. BR says purr pray.
ER says burger and SM says and smoke. SC says and scat. SK says and skate. SP says and spade. CR says cur, and crab. TW says and twin. STL says school, and splash. STR says spur, and sprain. STR says spur, and sprain. SCR says and squeak. SN says and snap. SL says slow, and sleep. ST says stir, and string. SW says swap, and swim.
All right, awesome. All right, and chart 8. Okay.
Are we supposed to mute Miss Blue James?
No, you're fine.
Oh, I'm not that one. I love this one. And we're going to do it.
All right, THR says stir, in 3. AR says R in stars.
H says and church. OR says or in morning. O says ow, and out. OW says ow, and owl. OW says and bowl. OW says and verse. UR says and nurse. IR says and birth. OI says OY says oi, and boy. O says and tooth. WOR says were, and worms. IGH says I and night. And LL says
All right, awesome. Okay, so that's Phonics chart 7 and chart 8. All right, so let's go ahead and get things on the board. Here, let's make some words with some of these blends. All right, so I have smo. What's a word I can create from the blend of smo? Smoke. Next, I have stay. Stay. What's a word I can create from the blend stay? Lyric.
State.
State.
I was gonna say that. Or stage.
Next, I have slip. Slip. Brian.
I love this one. Oh, I know this one.
Slip.
This is my favorite one. Slice?
Slip. Not slide. Slip.
Slid.
Slid.
I was gonna say slid.
Next and last one, plug.
I know this
Plug.
one.
Okay, Hannah, plug.
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 I was gonna say plum.
All right, so we've been learning singular and plural nouns, how to take a singular noun and turn it into a plural. Remember, singular means one, plural means more than one. So let's look at the word key. How would I turn key into a plural noun? What would I do to turn key into a plural noun? Harlem? You're on mute?
K-E-Y-S.
He said K-E-Y-S, you say? So just add an S? Yes, good. So remember, yes, it does end with the Y, but that's a special sound, E-Y. So if it's a special sound, E-Y, we do not do the rule changing the Y. Instead, we just add S. Now, berry is different. How would I turn berry singular into a plural noun? Berries. Berries. Okay, Carly?
B-E-R-R. Change the Y into an I-E-S.
Yes, so B-E-R-R-I-E-S. The Y turns into an I. Good. Chairs.
Ooh.
I did it. Sorry. That's supposed to be chair.
I know.
How do I turn chair into a plural noun?
She did it. I know it.
Chair into, we already know the answer. I did it
it.
already. So yes, Hannah, what do I do? Hannah?
Can't see it.
Now I turn chair into plural.
Chair and add the S.
Just add an S. Chairs. Next I have peach. Let's turn peach singular into peaches plural. Peaches plural. Harlan, what am I doing?
P-E-A-C-H-E-S.
Add ES because of that CH. So peaches. Next I have tooth. Now this one is different. Remember, how do I change tooth into plural? Serenity?
I want it. I want it. Teeth.
Teeth, yes. So remember, some of them, they're called irregular plural nouns, but some of them will completely change, and that's an example. Tooth will turn into teeth. Goose, another example. What would the plural of goose be? Evan? Geese.
I never heard of that word.
Next, we have mouse. How would I turn mouse into plural, more than one mouse? What will it become?
Mice.
Mice.
What? Yeah, mice. I said mice.
Mice is more than one. And then we have man. How do I turn man into a plural noun? Man.
I'm a man. I know it. You have a man.
Okay. Solomon? Man into plural.
Y'all got more shows today?
Men.
Men. It will turn into men. Good. Men. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Some of them we simply add S to make it plural. Some of them we add ES to make it plural. Some of them we change the Y into an I and add ES. Some of them we change the word completely in order for it to become a plural. Awesome.
Miss Lewis said don't get all those.
All right, awesome. All right, so that is it for phonics.
Only more than one.
All right, let's go ahead and get out your reading. Then we'll do some math.
First. No, I have reading out first. Okay, let's see who goes first. Got them. I made it. I got it. Which page is it, Brian? Is it first? Oh, you can't tell nobody. Miss Lynn, just Hansel the Shepherd Boy.
No, that was your story yesterday.
Nope. Oh. It's the pine tree. Pine tree. Yes, it's the pine. Yep. You never knew. I got him. Oh, we got the second. But second done first. Hey, actually, Brian was so cute. The bunny is so cute. The bunny's cute.
Okay, so yesterday your story was Hansel at the Shepherd Boy. Everybody read the story from yesterday?
Yes,
If not, then you might want to.
I did.
All right, let's look at 48, the pine tree.
It's the pine tree. It's the pine tree. That rabbit looks dead. It looks cute. Oh, the face. It looks like a girl. It's a girl. It looks like a human, but put in a body of a bunny. It is. It looks like a. And how is it jumping over a pine tree? No, it's like on the side of the pine tree. It just jumps from the side. No, the pine tree is far. That's gonna make it. How is it jumping?
All right, the pine tree. All right, come on, Evan. All right, page 48, the pine tree.
All of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
A pretty little pine tree grew in the forest. The sun shone on it, and the fresh air blew about it. But it was not happy. It wished so much to be tall like the other pine trees. The sun shone and the soft air blew its leaves about. Little children went by talking and laughing. Still the pine tree was unhappy. Oh, how I wish I was as tall as the other trees, it cried. Then I could bow when the winter winds blow. The birds would build nests on my branches. Sometimes in middle winter, when the snow lay on the ground, a little rabbit would jump right over it. It hated that.
Okay, so a pine tree is growing, right? But how does the pine tree feel?
Sad.
Sad, not happy, right? What did the pine tree wish?
To be big.
To be tall like all the other pine trees, right? Because what would the children do to the pine tree? Right? And not just that, but what would the rabbit do?
Jump over
it, and the pine tree didn't like that at all. Okay? 49. Lyric?
Sometimes in weather.
Wait, on 49.
Winter. Huh?
49.
Two winters
Or you're finding their language.
passed now. It was so hard. What the wrong word was chosen. Hair had to run around it, but it was not happy yet, and every day would cry. Oh, if I could keep on growing tall and old in the autumn, the
Woodcutters.
The woodcutters came and cut down leaves of the.
She said leaves.
And there's several.
Did you go get a crayon? Your math.
Tallest trees, they fell to the ground with
We'll give them that will.
crash.
Okay, good. So the 2 winters passed, and finally, what does the pine tree do? Grow tall. But is the pine tree happy?
No.
So she wanted to be tall this whole time. Finally tall, and then now like, not good enough, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so what happened though to the tallest trees when the fall came?
They got chopped.
They were chopped down. So you see, she shouldn't have been that tall, because guess what would have happened? She would have been cut down too. Okay, 50. Okay, let's look at 50. Amina, come on.
After their branches were cut off, they were put upon wagons and hauled out of the forest. Next spring, when the birds came back, the pine trees asked, "Do you know where those trees were taken? Did you meet them?" The little birds could not answer, but the stork said, "I met some new ships when I flew over the sea. They had no pine mast. I think these must have been the trees. Oh, I wish I were tall enough to go on the sea," cried the unhappy little tree. Christmas time came, and many trees were cut down. These trees kept their branches. "Where are they going?" asked the pine tree. We know," sang the little birds. "We have peeked into the windows of the houses in the town. Oh, how I wish they would take me," cried the pine tree.
Okay, so the branches, were cut off of those other tall trees. They were, cut down. And the spring comes, and so she asked where the trees were taken. And so where were the trees taken? They were taken for what? To see, right? And so now she wants to be tall enough to go where? See. So as we can see, the pine tree is just kind of not happy about a lot of things. Okay, so Christmas time comes, and a lot of the trees were cut down because they were used as Christmas trees, right? And so she's asking where they're going, and they were like, they're going in people's homes. So now what does she want? To go in people's homes. All right, 51. Okay, go ahead, Hannah, and then Solomon, you'll do 52. Unmute, yeah.
The next Christmas, the unhappy pine tree was the first to fall. Strange to say, it was sorry to leave the forest. It was taken in a wagon to a large house in town. 2 servants carried it into a beautiful room with pictures and books, a large table, and rocking chairs. It seemed a happy place. The pine tree was set in the large green tub full of sand. How it trembled. What was going to happen to it now?
Okay, so the pine tree. Sorry. So So whenever the next Christmas comes, who gets taken away? But now she's sad about leaving the what?
Forest.
So now her next problem is she's sad about leaving the forest. Now that's what she wanted though. So let's see what happens. 52. Okay, Solomon.
Be careful what you say.
Mm-hmm.
That's like he just said he wants to go in somebody's home. I mean,
Some young lady came and helped the servant help them to trim the tree. There was colored bags filled with candy, grilled apples, and walnuts. Above and all around the hundreds of red, blues, and white candles. Dolls were placed under the green leaves, and the top was going gold star. Oh, it was very beautiful.
Okay, you can keep going on 53. I'm gonna tell you when to stop. Yeah.
I wish it was evening. Dr. Tree. At last, the candle was lighted. How the tree trembled. The doors were drawn open, and it roused the children. They danced and shouted as the pretty toys were taken from the tree. What will happen next to the pine tree?
Okay, you can stop there. So now the pine tree is taken in to someone's home, right? And as you can see, they're decorating the tree. They put lights and, gifts under the tree, presents under the tree, gold star at the top. Okay, so now she's excited because she's like, what's going to happen now? Okay, 53. The bottom. Anyone? Did you go? Okay, well, come on.
A story, cried the children, pulling a little fat man toward the tree. The man sat down under it. Now the tree could hear also. Shall I tell you about Humpty Dumpty? Asked the man. He was
eager
to enter the children. Yes, Humpty Dumpty, cried they. So he told them the story. At this, the pine tree said to itself, the other trees do not have stories told under their branches. And he looked forward to the next evening. Tomorrow I shall not tremble. I shall enjoy myself.
Okay. All right. So they, had the story, and okay, the pine tree is feeling proud, right? She's feeling good because she says, what do other trees not have?
Branches. Not branches.
Well, stories told under their branches, right? So let's see, 54. Anybody? 54?
For me.
I was trying to, okay, go ahead, Serenity. I was trying to get somebody who likes it.
Yeah.
55.
Yeah. I did 55?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why did we so weird?
You got it, sir? Okay.
Themselves before
The mouse.
fire, and then crack, pop, pop. The tree had a happy end after all. And then
no.
So not the page. Oh.
No, we're on 54.
She's on 50.
Okay.
In the mornings, the servants dragged to the pine tree upstairs
to the attic. They threw it on the floor in a dark corner. They stayed there for weeks. It stayed there for weeks all alone. I wish this place were not so dark and lonely, thought the pine tree. How pleasant was it out in the forest. It was a little hare ran by. Oh, it's so lonely here. Squeak, squeak, cried a little mouse, crept up the tree, and then came another, sniffed at its branches. Where do you come from? Asked the mice. I come from the forest where the sun shines and birds sing, answered the pine tree. And then it told the mice its home in the forest. How many things have you seen? Said they. You must been very happy. Yes, those were happy days, it answered.
Okay, so after the tree has stories told under it and all of that happens, where is she brought, or the tree brought? Into the attic, right? And thrown into the corner. An attic is like a storage area above your house. I don't know. Yeah, have attics. Some people have basements and some people have attics. But no, you don't. We don't have those here. Okay, so the tree stayed in the attic for some time all alone, and then who comes up to the tree? The mouse. The mice. Okay, 55.
The next night, 4 other mice came to listen. The pine tree told them about Christmas Eve and Humpty Dumpty. I don't like that story, said one. Can't you tell one about trees or something else good to eat? No, answered the tree. So off they went and left it more lonely than ever. One morning, the servants cleaned the attic. They drew the tree into the backyard. Then a boy came and chopped it up into firewood. He put the sticks of wood into a fire under the copper kettle. The wood was very dry and it blazed up brightly.
Okay. So the pine tree starts to tell the mice all about its home that it had in the forest. So the mice brought more friends to come and listen to the stories about Christmas and Humpty Dumpty, right? And so one of the mice did not like the story. They wanted to hear about what? Cheese, right? And so since they wanted to hear about cheese, they didn't want to hear the other story. So what did they do? They left the tree and she was lonely. So the servants are cleaning the attic, right? And where do they put the tree now?
In the backyard.
And then what do they do to the tree?
They
cut it to make it into firewood. Okay, 56.
That's not nice.
Well,
It's not.
Well,
Is she still
that's what trees are for.
But it was Christmas tree.
That's what she started off as. Okay, anybody who did not go who likes to, excuse me, would like to do 56?
We got our Christmas tree from Canada.
Okay, Camille.
Then the children seated themselves before the fire and cried, "Pop, pop." The tree had a happy end after all, and so does our story.
Okay, so the children, they take the tree, cut it into firewood, but look how she's warming the people up. So I guess she had a happy ending after all, right?
That's it.
Yeah, she ended up being firewood, burning. And she'll turn into ashes after that.
What's ashes?
Like when something burns, you know how it turns black? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was the end of the pine tree. So she She wanted all these different things, and she finally got one of those things, and you know, I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to math a little bit, practicing some math. Yes.
Get our paper. I mean, get our
Yeah, your book to work out the facts. All right, we have some problems we're gonna work out. If you can get a loose paper ready, so we can work out some problems. So today we'll mainly focus on problems when that have an answer above 100. We've kind of worked on it already before. I told you like what we do if the answer is higher than 10 and it's the front numbers, right? Remember I told you just bring it all down. Well, that's what we're gonna practice.
Why does everybody have a little bit of paper but I don't?
No, sir. Throw that in the trash. No, sir. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first one. 46 cents plus 28 cents. Go ahead and set this one up. This was a basic problem. 46 cents plus 28 cents.
Miss Legends, what page are we on?
We're not in the book. We're just working on the board. So we're completing the facts on the board right here. 46 cents plus 28 cents.
1, 10, 11.
I have it.
Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Ooh, this project.
Never mind.
Don't get up. She never even told us.
No, because you did do the 1 and 4, which equals 5, but then you have to add the 2.
Oh, I said fuck.
This right.
Yeah. Me and Brian both got it.
All right, let's work this one out. So I have 46 cents plus 28 cents. Anybody wants to walk us through this one? How do we add it up? Okay, go ahead, Brian.
You 6 plus 8 equals 14.
Okay, we'll start in the back. 6 plus 8 is 14. How do I show that?
4.
4.
One at the top.
Okay, 1 above here. And so how do I add my front? 1 plus 4
5.
is 5. And then
5 plus 2
is
equals 7.
74 cents. Is that the answer we have? 74 cents. All right, let's look at our second one. Now this one will be a little different. Okay, 75 cents plus 67 cents.
Not hard. 5 plus 7. The other one, I counted it.
Okay. This one's 13? No way possible. It can't be 13. All of these numbers are higher than 13. Are you subtracting?
No. Oh, shit.
What is 13? 6 plus 8? No, it's 14.
No way. We all know the answer. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. Anybody wants to walk us through this one? 75 cents plus 67 cents.
I want to walk it.
Okay, go ahead, Hannah.
I said I want to walk it. 5 plus 7 equals 12.
Okay, how do I show that?
2, carry the 1.
2, carry my 1 up here, okay?
And 7 plus 6 equals 14.
Well, 1 plus 7 equals 8. And 8 plus 6 equals 14. So what do I do with the 14? How do I show that 14?
Bring it all down.
I can bring it all down, right? So anytime your front number is higher than 10, higher than 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you can bring it all down. Only when it's your front number. You can't do that with the back. You have to carry over. But when it comes to your front number, if it's higher than 9, just bring it all down. You could do a carryover too. You could say 14. Let me put the 4. Then I'll put the 1. But it'll be the same answer, okay? But whenever your front numbers are higher than 9, you bring it all down. Okay, let's look at the second one. 22 cents plus 43 cents plus 80 cents. Go ahead and add this one.
That's double. Triple. That's what it was. Triple.
It's the bottom one.
Yeah, I can't read it though. I don't know what that says.
22 plus 14 plus 18. This one.
Oh, this is going to
13. Still trying to work on it.
Okay.
Wow. How could I not even know this? I know it. Miss Lucas, is this right?
Back number. Add it again. Now be careful with this one.
I got it.
Okay, pay close attention.
Yes, I got it. Plus 5, 4, 4.
Got it. Miss Lucas, is this right? Right.
Okay. All right, let's go through this one. Let's see. All right, go ahead. Yeah, but your dot would actually go behind the 1. Okay, go ahead, Evan. Let's see.
2 plus 3 is 5.
Wait, did you do it?
No.
Oh, 2 plus 3 is 5, okay? And then 5 plus 0 is?
5.
So I'll put the 5. Now, do I need to carry over?
No.
Okay, be careful with that, guys. Don't carry over if there was no reason to carry over. The answer was 5. So that's it. Now I just go and add the front numbers, okay? So don't put a 1 up there and it was not a carryover. Remember, you only carry over if your answer is higher than 9. So if your answer is 10, 11, 12, any of those, that's when you carry over. This was 5. No need to carry over, okay? All right, now what am I do?
2 plus 4 is 6.
2 plus 4 is 6.
And 4 plus 8.
6 plus 8 is 14. So that should have been $1.45.
Yeah.
I had that.
I did.
Everybody had this? Yeah?
Yep.
Making sure. Okay, let's do another one.
I want to do a called business.
Ooh, another one. Ooh, another one. Very easy. Another one. Ooh, another one.
This is so easy.
91.
Okay, 63 cents plus 91 cents. You see? I knew you was gonna do that. I knew that.
Hold on.
63 cents plus 91 cents.
Oh.
Do I?
Could I see it? Miss Lucas, did I get it right? Did I get it right? Could I?
Check 8. Your front number's not right.
Oh,
I don't know what to say. That don't make
my
sense.
phone number not right.
Yeah. Throw the crayon away, please. And
Banana juice.
it's not 14. That's what I'm saying.
Oh. What am I doing? Whoopsies. This right.
Okay, let's add this one.
Yay.
So 63 cents plus 91 cents. Okay. Anyone would like to show how to walk us through this one? How do we add it up? Okay, Solomon.
I know.
3 plus 1 is 4.
Okay.
6 plus 9 is 5. I'm 15.
So how do I show 15?
Put a 1 and put a 5.
So I can just do this? Yep, correct. So anytime your front numbers are higher than 9, you just bring it down. 154, or since it's money, it's $1.54. Okay? So great job. So this is what you will see. Some of your front answers will be higher than 9. All you do is bring it on down. Okay? All right, a couple of more things. All right, so look at my circle here and how many pieces are shaded. What would the fraction be of how much is shaded in my circle? What would the fraction read? Okay, Harlem.
1 out of 2.
1/2. Yes, 1 is shaded out of 2. Next one, the square. What would my fraction read for my square? Okay, Brian.
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4. 2 pieces are shaded out of 4 total. Awesome. 63 plus 10. What would that equal to? 63 plus 10. You can just tell me.
63 plus 10 is 73.
73. So remember, just 10 more. 78 minus 10. So I'm going back 10. 68. 41 plus 10. I'm going forward 10.
51.
16 minus 10. I'm going back 10.
6.
Awesome. All right. Can you figure out how much money? Write it down. 6 dimes, 5 nickels, 7 pennies.
$30, $40, $46, $80, $25, $80, $85, $96, $97, $98, $99, $100, $100. I got it. That was easy.
That's a 7, yeah. A 7 pennies, not 2.
What?
Well, something's not right with your counting.
Let's count it.
Sorry.
No, I don't know. It is. Oh. I'm going used to write it down.
Yeah.
Whoa! I'm smart. I love being smart.
Are you just supposed to show it?
I love
Yeah, you can.
Got it. I love
None said.
That's how they are. I'm being smart. I'm done. Yeah, you're supposed to be. I love being smart. I love being smart. I just did it. I got the answer.
Okay. All right. So can I hear answers?
102. 6.
97.
Okay. So 6 dimes was 60. Then 5 pennies was 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. And then those 7 pennies, 85 plus 7 pennies was 92 cents. 92. I don't know. Some answers were a little off. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92. All right, next one. I have 8 dimes, 2 nickels, 10 pennies. 8 dimes, 2 nickels, 10 pennies.
Okay, now. Got it? Yes. Oh. I hope you get it.
40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90,
I hope you get this.
91, 95, 96, 97, 96, 97, 98, 99. I got it!
Yeah. You can finish.
I got it!
Okay.
Come on, Brian. Watch it take. Got it.
All right.
Got it.
How much money? Let's see. Well, it's not 100. It's money, so we say
100 cents.
$1. $1. Is that what everybody has?
Yes.
So your 8 dimes is 80.
Yes.
2 nickels, 85, 90. 10 pennies, 100.
Got it.
Awesome.
No, I didn't.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and go over some language. So that's it for math. Let's go over some language.
Get math. Language. Get math, Miss Floyd.
We got science and social studies to review.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Okay. Are you reviewing? I'm very smart.
Doing what?
Not that. She said language. I know. And we start with science. I have that already. But turn to the page.
All right, so let's go ahead and do a review of language. Okay, so we are learning the different types of verbs. Okay, so we've learned action verbs, we've learned helping verbs, state of being verbs, and linking verbs, okay? So I told you yesterday when we went over helping, how do we identify if it's a helping verb? What does it help in a sentence? It will help the what?
It helps like
The action verb.
It helps the action. So anytime there's a helping verb right before an action, I'm sorry, a verb right before an action verb, that verb will be a helping verb. Remember, because some of the same verbs are state of being and linking verbs, but helping verbs, you can identify them because they will usually help in action. In action, like when we did the camel was walking. Was in this case is a helping verb because it's helping the action walking. So helping verbs help actions. State of being, show that you just are. Linking verbs will link two parts together. So that linking verb will usually be in the middle. And then we know actions are movements, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to say sentences. And I want you to identify if the action verb is, oh, you can get a listed paper, I'm sorry. If the verb is an action, state of being, linking, or helping. You get a listing paper, number 1 all the way to 10. Skip lines.
No.
Book.
What are y'all doing? I want to bring him home.
I want to get a book, not my book, so I can bring it home.
Skip lines.
You what?
Want to what?
Bring it home.
Okay.
I'm bad at drawing 8s.
I'm the best at drawing 8s. When it comes to 8.
But I'm my pencil. I was the first one to get to 10.
I wrote
Okay.
Scores on the top, Miss. You put the scores on the top and the back. Do you think we're doing scores?
Miss Legend. Are we almost done?
Yes, well, science and social studies after this, then we'll be done. Yeah, quiet. Okay, so let's go ahead. Number 1. So yeah, show it to me on the screen when you get it.
Wait for me.
What do you have? What's that rubber band?
Okay.
Mine and yours.
What happened today?
You guys
Put it
are
inside of your hair.
No, you have to put it in last.
What are you doing?
You have to put it on your mat. You have to put it on your mat. You don't have your mat phone. Not on your nose. You eat it.
All right. All right, are we ready? So I'll give you the sentence and you have to write what type of verb it is, okay? If it's action, state of being, linking, or helping.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to listen to the sentence. Okay. So I'm gonna give the answer. If you get the answer right, you can put a line on your paper to say that you got that. Now you can't change your answers. Once you have an answer, that's it. Okay?
I'm doing it.
Don't change your answer. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first sentence. So again, I'm gonna say the sentence and I'll say what type of verb is the whatever verb I name. You'll say state of being, linking, helping, or action. All right. First one, first sentence. Mom will bake a cake. What type of verb is bake? Mom will bake a cake. Mom will bake a cake. So on number 1, write what type of verb is bake. Is it state of being? Is it linking? Is it helping? Is it action?
I got it, Miss Flutie.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna give the answer. And show it to me when you write it. Number 1, what type of verb is bake? And Mom will bake a cake.
Is it just me or all of our screens are black?
No, I don't. Okay, let's see. I see 2 answers. Before I give it, come on.
I can't know about this one.
Wait, what?
Well, I wrote helping verbs anyway.
Okay, so for those who did show, so in the case of Mom will bake a cake, bake is an action. It's not a helping. It's not a helping verb. It's not on the helping verbs list. Bake is an action. So you might be thinking of the word will, but I didn't ask what will was. I asked what bake was. Action verb. Okay, number 2. Ready? She is. What type of verb is the word is? She is. What type of verb is the word is?
I got it. Miss Lourdes, is this right?
Say it in a second.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so in the case of she is a state of being verb.
I have state of being.
State of being. It's just she is. She's not doing anything, so she is a state of being. All right, 3. I can run very fast. What type of verb is can? I can run very fast. What kind of verb is can?
Helping verb.
Write it down on the paper. Number 3.
Miss Lourdes. Me and Evan are the best at ruling.
Got it again.
Okay, can. All right, let's see. So number 3, can. I can run. Listen to how they have can and then the action. So can is a helping verb.
I
I got 3.
Can is a helping verb. It's helping the action run.
No, you. I have wait for me.
Okay, 4. He is 10. He is 10. What type of verb is? He is 10. Is it action, state of being, linking, or helping? Stop looking at this paper.
Yeah. And then you know I don't.
Okay, number 4. 10 is a linking verb. It is linking he and 10 together. Is.
Yes, I do. I never had an answer.
5. Ready?
Yes. If you don't have an answer and you chose the answer,
No.
she just did
All
that.
right, next one. We should pick up the toys. We should pick up the toys. What kind of verb is should? We should pick up the toys. Listen to the sentence. What are your verbs? And listen to should. We should pick up the toys.
Tally mark here because it's better.
Okay.
We're gonna get 2. I know.
Correct.
Okay. Should is a helping verb. It's helping the action pick.
I don't got 5.
Remember, guys, you have to listen to the action. And should is the only one that's a helping verb anyway. So, yeah.
You got it. I got 4. How are we? How's me ever win? You didn't have to.
Okay, next one.
7.
Okay, 6. Sorry. We are. We are. We are. What kind of verb would are be in we are?
We got get away.
That's so fast.
I have 6 points.
I got zero.
We are. Okay. In this case, are is a state of being.
No, I have 10 points.
That can't be possible. Are. Yeah, but the linking verbs are also the same list. You have to listen to the sentence to know which one. Okay, next one. Ready? She can dance well. What kind of verb is dance? She can dance well. What kind of verb is dance?
Oh, now I know. Yay. 7 points.
He's right.
Me too. I have 7 points.
I'm gonna say it. I'm just looking at it.
Stop looking. She's looking.
Okay, she can dance well. Dance is our verb. Dance is an action.
Oh, I get it. But you say can.
Dance is an action. It's a movement.
Miss Lily, but you could have said helping and action because can.
Dance is no, but I didn't ask for can. I said which one is dance. I didn't say can. Can is a helping verb in that case, but that's not what I said. Okay, 8. Okay.
8 points.
Mom might let me get ice cream. Mom might let me get ice cream. Or let's say mom might eat ice cream. Let's say that. Mom might eat ice cream. What kind of verb would might be? Might. Mom might eat ice cream.
Cool.
Did I get what?
I'm gonna say it.
Okay. I got 9 points.
Okay. Mom might eat ice cream.
I got 20 points now.
Okay. Might is a helping verb. Helping verb.
I have that.
All right. 8.
Wait, you didn't say it.
Oh, sorry. 9.
I'm gonna win.
9. We will play outside. What kind of verb is will? We will play outside. What kind of verb is will?
I did it already.
You know there's a video.
We will play outside. What kind of verb is will?
We never got the bag. We never got the bag. Next one.
Okay. Will is a helping verb.
That's it. I got 21 points.
Mhm.
Did it?
Okay, and for 10,
I'm gonna get an 8. I'm gonna get an 8.
okay, and for 10, I would like you to write the definition of a verb. What is a verb on number 10? And show it to me on the screen.
Oh, easy. No.
All right.
Why?
Because I said so.
Like a verb is that stuff.
Yeah, like what is a verb? A verb is a
Say.
word.
Miss Flugence,
Mm-hmm.
I already did it.
The whole definition, let me see.
Oh, the verb.
No, what's the definition of a verb? So if I ask you what is a verb, what do you say? And write down.
Are you talking about like a verb? A verb.
Okay. Okay, Solomon, good, I see.
Miss Fulgence, is this right?
Miss Fulgence,
Mm-hmm.
high school does.
Huh?
High school does.
DOES. You missed one part after state of being.
Oh, why am I back? So that means you don't stop. I'm gonna put a smiley face in the back because I did so well. Me too.
How do you spell action?
Oh, now.
ACT. Remember TION says shun? TION says shun like in nation. That's how we spell action. 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 Okay, good, Hannah. Yeah, links two words together. Okay, I did see a few.
Yeah, I have 9. I have the 10. I mean 10. I have 10. I have 8. I don't know. I have. We can do it at 11.
I'm gonna get steak.
Okay, nice. It's gonna be delicious.
I got 8. Ryan, what are you doing? I got 8. I have 11 though. You said that a lot of times. He said 13. Hey. That's crazy. Yeah. I know. What is that?
All right, so let's say it together. What is, hold on, just making sure everybody is prepared. Okay, so tell me what is a verb?
A verb is a word that
Awesome. So a verb is a word that does an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. So that is all what you should have on your test on tomorrow.
Why do we have to do it like that? Because she said so. I hate it. She said so.
Miss Fulgence.
At
the end, can I say something?
It depends on the time we finish, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and go over our science and social studies from this week, and we'll be done.
Science. I got a second.
What is this?
I got it from where Brian. But you guys have it, right?
No one there.
No, I was the second one. I was the second one on because you just.
All right. So in science, we are discussing, we've moved on to our next habitat, which is called a pond habitat. Remember, pond habitats are freshwater habitats, whereas ocean habitat was saltwater, pond is a freshwater habitat. So ponds, ponds are usually man-made most of the time. Sometimes, well, if it's more of like a lake, a river, or a stream, but most of the time you can build ponds. I'll show you a video in a second how people actually build ponds, how they create them. So ponds, there are a lot of different animals that live inside of a pond or near a pond, right? That includes all the animals that live in there, like fish and turtles and frogs, right? A lot of different insects. And then we also have the animals that live on land near the pond, like the beaver, right? We talked about the beaver. So inside of a pond habitat, it's a freshwater habitat, and there are different animals that live in this habitat. Now, one animal in particular is really important to the food chain inside of the habitat because this animal keeps the food chain balanced. Remember, it's the what animal? The turtle. So I told you the turtle will usually eat a lot of the eggs that are laid by frogs. And because a mother frog can lay like 20,000 eggs at one time. So it's kind of good that the turtle eats a lot of those, eggs. So the turtle will eat a lot of those eggs, and this helps to keep the habitat balanced. So the turtle is very important to the habitat, the food chain part of it, where there's not so much of one animal, and it's an even balance. So then we talked about how the beaver is another important animal to the pond habitat because the beaver helps with the water inside the habitat, the pond. It filters the water because a beaver built his home, which is called a lodge. His home is called the lodge, but then he builds a dam, which helps to filter the water. Not only that, but the water around the pond is usually, the grass is usually thick and green, and that's all because of that beaver's home. The dam that he's building, it helps to filter the water. It helps to make the soil become really full of nutrients. It's good soil, and also the grass grows really well, which is good for all the animals that will live in the forest, which is usually near a pond. So the beaver is very important to the habitat in that sense, where he helps with the water and the grass and the soil inside of the habitat. So the God made the beaver to be able to live in the habitat that it lives in, right? His feet are webbed in the back, and he has claws in the front so that he can carry the branches to build his lodge, so he can dig and do all of those different things when it comes to building his habitat. So the beaver, he has his webbed feet, he has his claws, but he also has a tail. We can talk about it, but he has a tail that's used to pat, and things. And also he has the teeth, right? Remember, their teeth are very strong. They use their teeth to chop down trees. Their teeth are orange. I told you that's because there's iron in there, and it's like a metal. So that's why they're able to chop down trees, chew on those trees, get them in the shape that they want because of those teeth that they have. So beavers are very important to the pond habitat because they help with the water, the grass, and the soil. Turtles are important because they help keep the food chain balanced. Now beavers, they could be prey for some animals that are in the habitat, that are usually nearby, like bears or wolves, coyotes, mountain lions. If a beaver is threatened by anything, it will be one of those animals. So the beaver not only uses his home to help with the pond, but also to keep himself safe, to protect himself from any of the animals that might try to hunt for the beaver. So that's the pond habitat. So I'll go ahead and show you a video real quick of how a pond is built.
I like ponds. Much more better than oceans because oceans are like 40 feet down or higher, 100 feet down. More than 100 feet.
All right, so here we go. So as you can see, it's just grass.
Grass. it's made like that. It's too fast.
Let's get in there. Just wait.
Oh my goodness, it's too fast. How is it made like that? That does not look like that. Yes, it does.
Okay, so 2 times. Just wait. Okay, thank you.
This is cool. Now it's looking. Now I see. Oh, now
I see the word water.
Looks like a pool. A pool in there. Is that people? Yeah, it's gonna rain. Oh no, water. Wait, that's not water.
Look at the water.
I can see them moving so fast. Look at them going, and it's fast. You guys are going to get in trouble if you keep talking.
It looks fast on here, but this actually is a lot of work and it takes time. Lots of time. So you see how they got it has shape and they have it deep now.
So they put it on a slow. So they was actually going slow, but they put it on fast mode. A pond.
Yeah.
Look how
and that's the finished product.
Oh my.
Wow.
How did they do that?
So that's usually how they build ponds, and they usually put fish in there and all of that, and eventually the fish, and all the animals will start to lay eggs, and that's how the pond eventually fills up with all kinds of different animals. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the beaver building his lodge, a part of his lodge, okay? I know, I didn't turn it.
Beaver. I saw a beaver in there.
Okay.
It's so cute. I saw a beaver. Look, Brian, you're gonna listen. Oh, Brian, what are you doing?
All right, so that's him. You see, he comes to bring sticks, and then he goes get more. He'll go and get more, and then he'll come back. Okay, so as you can see, it started already.
But why are they going too fast?
It's our beavers.
Just going to find some sticks. Going to find some sticks. We're going to find sticks all over the pond.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
I'm gonna go a little more.
I want to see his hands. They use their mouths when they in the water. I want to see his tail. I want to see his teeth. This one, they don't even show the tail. What is it?
Or a stick.
Start calling.
Fast forward some.
Well, he's almost done.
That does look good. That does look like it sticks. That's
So it'll help to filter the water here.
what is this? To do. That's empty.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the other one. Hold on.
Another. Oh, look at Beaver's tail. Look the beaver. Look. Oh, that looks like a head beaver. The beaver's not up. I can't see. Oh, I saw a beaver. They had stick them like scribes.
Okay, so I'll let you see like kind of what it looks like in their home. Okay, So if you go inside of a beaver's home, I don't know if you ever want to do that one day.
There's students, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
I want to see the beavers.
All right, so here we go. So this is what their home looks like on the inside.
Why are they doing that?
No more.
They're not supposed to do that.
Okay. All right, here we go. So they build all the stakes, but remember, there is an inside. That's where they go to protect themselves. So you see? Okay, it's kind of dark. It's like a cave a little bit.
Yep. It's wet.
Mm-hmm.
That is those things are falling into a hole.
So that's what it looks like inside. So when the beaver is trying to protect itself, that's where it goes, inside of there.
How do they get out?
Well, they climb.
Oh, there's a getting there.
So yeah. Okay. So that's what the beaver's home looks like on the inside. So it kind of reminds you of a cave a little bit, right? How dark it is.
It's dark.
How deep it is in there. But that's where they go for shelter. And they build all that, right? I told you they're animal engineers because they build things. And that's the ability that God gave them to be able to build like that. Okay. And I'll put some more videos up that you could watch because you'll need to hear the sound. So I'll put them just like I did last week with some of the videos. I'll put them up again. So you could kind of look at some more stuff, okay? All right, and so last lesson, social studies. So this week we kind of went over the song, Our Country 'Tis of Thee, how that song came about. We're not testing on that. It's just part of the lesson. But really we're testing on about as America began to grow. Remember, most people came to America and they were along the East Coast, right? So they were along the East Coast, and as they came to the East Coast, it became more and more populated, meaning more and more people were there. It became too crowded. The biggest three cities at that time were Philadelphia, Boston, and New York. They were the three largest cities, and they were overcrowded. And I told you that's not a good thing because overcrowding can lead to diseases being spread. People have more poverty. That way, housing situations are going to be hard. It's going to be hard to find a place to stay because there's so many people. So some people decided that they did not want to stay in the East anymore. And they knew that in the West, there was a lot of unsettled land, meaning a lot of free land. So they were like, let's go ahead and make way and head west, right? So these people were called the pioneers because they were the first people to start traveling west. So it was brave men and women who decided that we're going to go ahead and just go west. Now, the West was full of trees and just, all of that. There was mountains in the West, a lot. They didn't know what was there, but they decided they were going to travel to the West and pave the way, meaning make way for other people to eventually travel to the West. So these people often traveled alone before they started to travel as families, which we'll talk about next week, how they traveled as families. But most of the time they traveled alone. It was usually one person that would leave and make way on their own. Their most prized possession was their gun because their gun would not only be able to keep them safe if any danger came, but also they could hunt as well. So they often went alone traveling and they would walk traveling towards the West. Now they had tools to chop down trees and, things like that. But they often traveled alone by themselves, traveling to the West. And the reason for that is because it was too crowded in the East and they needed a place where they could have free land, right? They could have open land and be by themselves and not be so crowded in a city. So that's what in social studies we are discussing just why they traveled west, what did they do to travel west, what was the problem in the East which made them travel to the West. Okay, we're not testing on My Country 'Tis of Thee. That's just one of the songs. Okay, all right. So just make sure you always review your pages, especially tomorrow, getting ready for the test on Friday. Okay, so that completes all of our lessons for today. We've done everything that we needed to get done. Yeah, that's it. So I hope y'all have a good day. I will see you all on tomorrow for our Friday test. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.